You wake up tired, with a heavy body and joints aching before you even get out of bed. What if I told you there's a natural inflammation eraser made with just 3 cheap ingredients you already have in your fridge? Pay attention, because a glass of this on an empty stomach will give back the energy you thought you'd lost. It's very likely that you've already accepted this deep fatigue as a normal price to pay for having crossed the 60-year mark. Maybe your own doctor, in one of those rushed appointments, looked at you and said that this persistent weakness in your legs, that difficulty carrying grocery bags, or that subtle fear that shows up when going downstairs are just things that come with age. But as a geriatric doctor who has closely followed the health of older adults for over 3 decades, I need to look you in the eyes and categorically state that this is not your destiny. What's happening inside your muscles right now is not a simple punishment of time. It's a dangerous and silent process called sarcopenia, which worsens drastically with chronic inflammation, draining your vitality every hour of the day. This invisible condition gradually melts away your driving force, stealing your independence and turning everyday tasks, like getting up from your favorite armchair, into a real daily challenge. I know exactly how much that hurts. And I'm not just talking about physical pain, but the pain in the soul of feeling freedom slip through your hands. Before we begin, let me show you something quick. In the book Health After 60, I gathered simple nutrition strategies and daily habits that help improve energy, strengthen muscles, take care of memory, and protect the heart. Everything explained in a practical way with foods that are easy to find. The link is in the first comment and in the description. Now let's get to the video. Let me tell you about Mrs. Marlene, a patient of mine, 68 years old, who came to my office almost without hope and with teary eyes. She could barely climb the few steps of her own porch. Her legs trembled, she lacked steadiness, and the worst part for her was no longer having the autonomy and energy to play on the floor with her young grandchildren. She was already taking the usual medications, using ointments to relieve the discomfort, but she kept feeling weak and dependent. That's when I introduced her to exactly the same natural combination I'm going to reveal to you today. Mrs. Marlene didn't need expensive pharmacy supplements or heavy gym memberships. In less than 15 days of adopting this simple habit, she went back to walking steadily with the rosy face of someone who got her own life back. In this video, I'm going to take you by the hand and show you step by step how to prepare this powerful drink, combining carrot, apple, and lemon in a way you've probably never done before. I'm going to explain to you why modern medical science has surrendered to the fantastic biological effects of this combination for muscle reconstruction. But you need to stay with me until the very last second, because Mrs. Marlene's real secret isn't just in mixing the ingredients, but in the exact way of preparing it and the vital time you should consume it to unlock absorption in your body. Before we take the next step to rescue the strength of your legs, I need to know who is committed to their own health. Type the phrase "I want" here in the comments if you wish to learn more recipes and natural solutions focused on protecting your longevity. Welcome. I'm Dr. André Tavares, and here we talk about real medicine so that you can age with dignity and autonomy. Take this opportunity now, click the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell, because every week I bring practical knowledge that's worth gold for your body. Now let's understand how this drink will silence your inflammation. The carrot, the builder of muscle fibers. Now that we understand the silent danger of sarcopenia, which is sucking away your strength, we need to focus on the solution. And our first soldier in this battle for the reconstruction of your legs is a food so common, so humble and cheap that you probably have it in your fridge drawer right now, but you've been using it the completely wrong way your whole life. I'm talking about the carrot. I know, you must be thinking that carrot is just for making a nice salad on Sunday, or that it only serves to improve eyesight, as our grandmothers used to say. But in the biology of aging, the carrot plays a formidable and hidden role that almost no doctor has time to mention in a quick appointment. It's one of the greatest builders of muscle fibers that nature has ever created. For you to understand the absolute power of this root, we need to look inside your muscle. I want you to imagine your musculature as a sturdy brick wall. Every time you make a daily effort, Whether climbing a flight of stairs, getting up from a low chair, or carrying heavy groceries from the market, some of those bricks suffer small cracks. When you were young, at 30 years old, your body would immediately send a team of highly trained bricklayers to fix those bricks during the night. But after 60 years of age, that team of bricklayers simply goes on strike. The damage happens, but the repair doesn't come. That's exactly why your legs gradually get thinner, become flabby, and lose firmness over time. The carrot enters this bleak scenario carrying an extraordinary substance called beta carotene, which your liver very intelligently converts into pure vitamin A. And here's the big secret: vitamin A works as a strict foreman who wakes up that team of bricklayers and forces them to get back to work immediately. It actively participates in the biological process of cellular regeneration. Without it, the muscle that suffered small daily wear doesn't recover, it simply atrophies and dies. With it, the muscle fiber receives the exact biological command to rebuild itself stronger. But the reconstruction of your muscle doesn't depend only on an electrical command. It needs constant raw material. And since this raw material reaches your tired legs through your bloodstream, it's no use eating perfectly well if the nutrients can't travel to the calf or to the weak thigh. The carrot has a clinically documented ability to improve peripheral microcirculation. It helps clean and dilate those tiny vessels, finer than a strand of hair, that feed the deepest muscle tissues. When circulation flows without barriers, oxygen arrives in abundance. And where there's abundant oxygen, there's no room for that extreme fatigue, that unbearable weight in the legs at the end of the afternoon, that distressing feeling that you're dragging lead blocks tied to your heels. It starts to disappear simply because your muscle tissue is finally able to breathe again. And the carrot's natural pharmacy doesn't stop there. We need to talk about an acute suffering that haunts the early mornings of thousands of Brazilian elderly people: the terrible cramps. If you've ever woken up in the middle of the night with your calf completely locked up, feeling a sharp and desperate pain that makes you jump out of bed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The cramp is not just a passing nuisance, it's the cry for help of a muscle that's suffering an electrical short circuit due to lack of essential minerals. The carrot is a very rich and easily absorbed source of potassium and magnesium, the two vital minerals that regulate the contraction and relaxation of your muscle fibers. Think of potassium and magnesium as high-quality lubricating oil for the gears of your body. When you consume them in the right dose, the muscle contracts vigorously when walking and relaxes perfectly when sleeping. You not only regain the driving force for your daily activities, but you also shield your body against those painful spasms, ensuring that your nights go back to being deep and truly restorative rest. You can see the perfect engineering that exists in such an incredibly simple food. The carrot is not a mere side dish. It's a deep structural intervention in your health. It rebuilds the fiber lost to age, improves the blood flow that feeds the tired leg, and lubricates the electrical system to prevent torturous pain and spasms. Alone, it would already work miracles for your daily vitality. However, the true metabolic miracle doesn't happen when it acts alone. Remember, I told you at the beginning about a chronic and silent inflammation that destroys your strength from the inside out like an invisible fire? Well, for the carrot to be able to rebuild your muscle in peace, we first need to urgently put out the fire of this inflammation. And that's exactly where our second ingredient comes in, a fruit very common in fruit bowls, but one that carries the biggest and most powerful inflammation eraser your aged body could wish to receive today. The apple, the inflammation eraser. And it's exactly in this scenario of biological emergency that the apple, this fruit so common and accessible that it's probably resting in your fruit bowl right now, comes in as a silent heroine. The apple carries in its skin and pulp a medicinal power that most people, and unfortunately even outdated health professionals, tend to underestimate. When the body ages, especially after crossing the 60-year mark, it starts to accumulate small pockets of inflammation. In medicine, we call this chronic low-grade inflammation. Imagine there are dozens of small bonfires burning silently inside your joints, in your nerves, and in the middle of your muscle fibers. You may not see this fire from outside, but you feel its unbearable heat every day. You feel it in the form of that persistent back pain, the chronic weakness in your arms when lifting a simple pan, and the terrible stiffness in your legs when taking the first painful steps early in the morning. This constant inflammation is an acid that slowly corrodes your muscle day and night. It's no use the carrot trying to build a new brick wall if the inflammation keeps tearing down the cement right after. This is where nature gifts us with quercetin. The apple is one of the most abundant and biologically active natural sources of this fabulous antioxidant. Quercetin acts in your body exactly like a high power fire extinguisher. As soon as it enters your bloodstream, it travels directly to the inflamed tissues and starts neutralizing free radicals, which are the malicious sparks that keep inflammation alive. It puts out, one by one, those bonfires that were weakening your legs and stealing your vital energy. When the fire of inflammation decreases, your body finally manages to breathe in relief. Pain subsides naturally, hidden swelling disappears, and the muscle fiber that was being destroyed gains the clean and peaceful ground it needed to grow and strengthen again. You stop spending your precious energy fighting your own daily pain and start using that energy to walk in the park and have autonomy. Besides putting out this destructive fire once and for all, the apple solves another very common and frustrating problem that deeply haunts my older patients: chronic lack of energy. Have you ever felt that brutal sluggishness in the middle of the afternoon? An uncontrollable urge to sit down and not do anything else? Many times this is caused by violent fluctuations in your blood sugar. The apple solves this masterfully and safely. It has a natural fructose, a clean sugar that comes perfectly packaged and protected by a network of very strong soluble fibers. When you consume the apple, these fibers ensure that energy is released into your blood extremely slowly and steadily. There are no dangerous glucose spikes and no exhausting overload for your tired pancreas. What you get is a supply of clean and lasting fuel, a calm energy that stays with you for hours, allowing you to climb the stairs at home without feeling like your heart is going to jump out of your mouth. What you just saw is only a small part of what nutrition and the right habits can do for your health after 60. In the book, Health After 60, I explain how to use common foods to help with muscle strength, circulation, memory, and overall well being. If you want to see all of this in detail, the link is in the description. The lemon, the biological catalyst. But before revealing the third magic ingredient that will act as a true catalyst, multiplying the power of the carrot and the apple inside your veins, I need to stop for a moment and ask you a very important question. I want to know if you, listening to me right now, are truly committed to transforming your health, or if you're just passing through here. If you're still with me, following this video closely, and feel that this information is opening your eyes and bringing real, tangible hope for your tired legs. I want you to go to the comments right now and type the number 4. I repeat, scroll down and type the number 4 down here. This is essential for me to know that you're paying attention and that we're together, hand in hand, on this recovery journey. And of course, if you haven't yet clicked the like button and haven't subscribed to our channel, do that right now. Your interaction values our work and is what allows us to keep bringing real science in an honest, accessible, and free way to save the autonomy of thousands of elderly people across Brazil. Did you do it? Excellent. Thank you so much for your trust. With the ground cleared by the apple's quercetin and with the rebuilding bricks provided by the carrot's beta-carotene, we now need that final touch that will bring it all together and make the magic happen inside your legs. This is where our third ingredient comes in: lemon juice. I know perfectly well that you're used to using lemon just to season a salad or make a refreshing lemonade on a hot day, but I need you to change your view of this citrus fruit starting now. In natural medicine and in your body's biology, lemon acts as a true biological catalyst. Without it, the carrot and the apple would still do a good job, but with it, the healing power is multiplied by 10. The first thing you need to understand about lemon is its incomparable richness in vitamin C. And please forget that old idea that vitamin C only serves to cure a cold or boost immunity in winter. For your worn muscles and joints, vitamin C has an infinitely more urgent and structural function. It's the main worker in your body's collagen factory. Think with me, your muscles aren't just floating in the air, are they? They're firmly tied to your bones through tendons, and tendons are made primarily of collagen. When vitamin C is lacking in your aging body, collagen production plummets. The result? Your tendons become stiff, fragile, and painful. You try to get up from bed and feel that sharp twinge. Lemon juice comes in, providing the exact raw material to restore elasticity and firmness to your tendons, allowing the muscle strength created by the carrot to actually translate into safe, pain-free movements. In addition, vitamin C is the key that opens the door of your intestine for iron absorption, ensuring that your blood carries oxygen abundantly to every tired muscle fiber. But the real miracle of lemon for those who have already passed 60 happens at an even deeper level: the purification and alkalization of your body. Over the decades, due to poor diet, stress, continuous use of various medications, and even breathing, our body becomes an excessively acidic environment. And science has repeatedly proven that an acidic environment is the perfect playground for inflammation, chronic pain, and cell degeneration. It's as if your body were rusting from the inside. Lemon, despite having that intensely sour taste on your tongue, undergoes a spectacular chemical transformation when it comes into contact with your stomach and passes through your liver. It turns into one of the most alkalizing substances that exist in nature. When lemon juice enters your bloodstream, it acts like a true biological detergent. It helps clean your overloaded liver, eases the work of your kidneys, and dissolves the acidic toxins that were accumulated and crystallized in the middle of your muscles and joints, causing pain and stiffness. Lemon sweeps this metabolic rust out of your body through urine. You know that feeling of waking up with a heavy body, feeling like you were run over by a truck during the night? That's the buildup of acidic toxins. Lemon cleans this ground, and that's exactly why this union of carrot, apple, and lemon is a masterpiece of therapeutic nutrition. The carrot rebuilds the muscle fiber, the apple puts out the bonfire of inflammation, and the lemon ties it all together by producing collagen, alkalizing, and sweeping the metabolic trash out of your body. Together, they form a protective shield and a source of clean energy that no expensive pharmacy supplement can imitate with such perfection. The Golden Protocol: How to Prepare It. Now that you understand the perfect engineering behind each of these three components, the most important moment of our meeting has arrived. The time has come to turn all this biological knowledge into a practical, simple, and incredibly cheap action, exactly like Mrs. Marlene did. We're going to prepare this drink together, and I'm going to teach you the Golden Protocol. It's not enough to just throw everything into the blender any old way. For your body to absorb every milligram of vitamin A from the carrot, every drop of quercetin from the apple, and all the purifying power of the lemon, there's an exact measure and a strategic time. Pay close attention to the details, because they're what separate absolute success from frustration. To start building your muscle protective shield, you'll need one medium carrot. If possible, choose an organic carrot, but the non-negotiable detail here is that you must wash it very well and keep it with the peel on. It's in the peel that a brutal amount of nutrients and essential fibers is concentrated. Next, you'll take one medium apple, either red or green, whichever you prefer. Just like the carrot, the apple should also be cleaned and kept with its wonderful skin on, because that's where quercetin, that fire extinguisher of inflammation, is kept under lock and key. Cut the carrot and the apple into small pieces. Put the pieces in the blender cup and add exactly 1 cup of filtered water, about 250 milliliters. Blend this mixture vigorously for about 2 uninterrupted minutes until everything turns into a thick, smooth liquid. And here's the golden rule you cannot break: resist the temptation to strain this drink. I know the pulp may seem strange at first, but it's exactly in this thick fiber that the power to clean your gut and stabilize your sugar lives. Straining this juice is literally throwing your body's health in the trash. After the mixture is very well blended, and only at this point, you'll squeeze the fresh juice of half a lemon directly into the cup. We add the lemon last to preserve its precious vitamin C. Stir lightly with a spoon, and your medicinal drink is ready. What's the exact moment? But what's the exact moment for your cells to drink this nectar with maximum efficiency? The golden time is in the morning on an empty stomach right after you wake up. When your stomach is empty, it acts like a dry sponge, quickly soaking up all the nutrients and sending them into your bloodstream. This shock of vitality early on lets you face your day with energy you hadn't felt in a long time. For the results to be real and lasting, I recommend you consume this sacred glass for at least 15 days in a row, paying close attention to every small sign of improvement your body gives you. Safety alert. However, as your doctor and your friend, I have an obligation to give a fundamental safety alert. Natural medicine is powerful, but every body is unique. If you suffer from severe stomach problems, such as chronic gastritis, ulcers, or very aggressive reflux, pure lemon juice on an empty stomach may irritate your stomach lining. If that's your case, don't force it. You can perfectly well take this drink in the mid-afternoon after eating, or talk to your trusted doctor to adapt the recipe. Care and respect for your own body's limitations should always come first. Final message. My friends, we're reaching the end of another journey, and I want you to keep a message deep in your soul. Growing old is not and should never be a synonym for weakness, pain, or giving up. Mrs. Marlene didn't accept fatigue as her final destiny, and you shouldn't either. Nature offers us majestic tools to recover the steadiness of our steps, and science proves to us that our body has an impressive capacity for regeneration. But true health doesn't fall from the sky. It's built silently through small daily choices made with awareness, with self-love, and above all, with hope. When you combine the nourishment of your body, the strength of your faith, your gratitude, and your purpose of living to embrace the people you love, a biological miracle happens. Life gains more color, movement regains meaning, and fear gives way to courage. Now look inside yourself and answer me honestly in the comments. Are you willing to take care of your strength every day with this natural drink? What's the most enjoyable thing you'll do when your legs become firm and active again? I make a point of reading and responding to your stories. If you've made it this far, it's because you care about your health and want to live with more quality. In the book, Health After 60, I show how nutrition and simple habits can help recover energy, strengthen the body, improve memory, take care of circulation, and maintain autonomy for longer. These are practical changes with accessible foods and easy-to-follow guidance for everyday life. If you want to transform your routine in a simple and realistic way, click the first link in the description and check out the book. And if this video brought some light to your days, I ask you for a favor that could save a life. Share this content right now. Send it to your family's WhatsApp group. Send it to that friend who can no longer climb a flight of stairs without feeling pain. For you, it's just one click, but for someone losing their autonomy, this video could be the key to freedom. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so we can keep walking together always. Remember, this content is educational and does not replace your in-person medical evaluation. Stay tuned because I'm leaving you 2 wonderful videos that will teach you how to strengthen your heart and shield your brain. A big hug from your doctor.